Hey there, Laurie Smith here of lauriesmith.com. So today I just want to talk a little bit about how I discovered flow and why it matters, why it can make such a profound difference in our own well-being, and also to talk a little bit about how the world discovered that this was a state that we could actually work to get into and have it dramatically improve our lives. So basically, first, this book. You may have heard of it already. It's called Flow. It's written by a psychologist named Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. And he published this book in 1990. And now I'm going to show my age. But I graduated from University of Pennsylvania in 1991 and got my very first job at Johnson & Johnson, was living in New Jersey at the time, and I had about a 45-minute drive from my parents' house where I had to move back in to pay for my financial aid loans, and I commuted to Johnson & Johnson. And back then, there weren't podcasts, there were books on tape. And this book I got as a book on tape, and I listened to it over and over and over again on my commute back and forth to Johnson & Johnson. And what I loved so much about the book at the time, in my early 20s, was it resonated so much because the state that he described was a state that I knew well as a writer. I was actually working as a writer at Johnson & Johnson at the time, but I was also so inspired by the stories. And the reason Flow is called Flow today is because of the research that Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi did. He basically just interviewed people. That was the psychological research. In-depth interviews with people who are at the top of their game and also had a really high level of well-being and happiness. And he was just curious, what makes them tick? What is this that makes them so successful as well as just so happy? And what he discovered was that many of them, almost all of them, described this state they got in when they were doing their activity, the activity that they loved doing. And the word they often used when they described what it felt like was flow. And so basically, when we're doing our activity and we get so engaged and engrossed in it, for me writing, it might be sports, it might be crafts, it could be anything. Kids get into flow all the time. As a mom, I know that. When you see kids playing make-believe or building blocks, all has to do with perfecting a skill that we already know a little bit how to do, and we get into it, and as we're doing the skill, we're actually learning how to do it better and better, but we're doing the activity for the sake of doing the activity, simply because we love doing it. And so that is the short story of how I discovered flow and what has led me on this journey. And I've got to say, I absolutely am so passionate about the power that flow has for our lives. And in the next video, I'm going to tell you the 3 top benefits of flow and the one that is the full reason why I'm doing this work and why I believe in it so strongly. So I'll see you there. Thanks.